Do you remember once we were in the treehouse? I had like a bottle that I was trying to summon you, I guess, was the thing.
We had a code, like a call.
Sure,
and it
it was just a bottle doing this. And I was blowing, I was like, 5 minutes this kid wouldn't come. Cory! And I almost passed out. Like I'm lightheaded now. Welcome, my brother.
Cheers
to the pod.
It's been a long wait.
It's been 25 years.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the podcast, everybody. This is Overshadowed.
So we're going.
We're in, baby.
Okay.
We're live.
Showtime.
We got a sock. We got a sock filter for Cory. I made it out of a sock and what looked like an old, huge bubble blower, like a bubble wand. So I put a sock over that, and that's your pop filter.
Okay, nice. So I can say pineapple.
Yes. If you listen to our Houdini episode, which I know you won't.
I listened. Go ahead.
Did you?
Yeah, I listened. Not the Houdini one. I listened
one?
to. So this is part of the list. We're in the list now.
We're in the list.
I made a list for the podcast that I'm hoping I don't run through in 20 minutes.
That's okay.
I also don't know. Am I a guest on the show or am I part of the show?
You are a guest.
Am I taking Chuck?
You're
You're
not taking Chuck's head.
Okay. Well, so
and putting it on your throne.
So I am overshadowed.
Check.
Yeah, got that one in.
Not becoming the new co-host.
But no, I listened to the Nick Cage episode, and the first 20 minutes you didn't talk anything about Nick Cage. So I think I'm gonna be pretty set for this.
I think I'm pretty prepared to not talk about anything.
It's a show about nothing. And then the first thing you mentioned about Nick Cage was his star sign, which tells me it's more of a comedy show than a history show.
That is an interesting episode to listen to. I mean, that show is more of a comedy show than a history show. Because some episodes, like Jesse James, and there's another one, Lothar von Richthofen, those were very history heavy, to the point of, like, I don't even know if it's funny.
So are we getting into our history?
We're going to get into our history. So this is Overshadowed, where me and usually another comedian, Charles, talk about the siblings of famous and infamous people throughout history. So we've covered Nicolas Cage's brother, Mark the Cope Coppola, who's a radio DJ. We talked about Nick Cage a lot in that episode, but maybe not, it took us 20 minutes to do that. But normally we cover the siblings of famous people. Now we're covering my sibling, who, let's be honest, probably overshadowed. Jury's still out.
Maybe.
You could rise to fame and fortune. I have no idea.
So this is good, because I just watched The Matrix Resurrected, and now it's like we are in the overshadowed world. Like the overshadowing is now happening, if that makes sense. Like we've gone past the layer.
We're behind the bookcase.
Yeah. So
Interstellar.
Broken the wall.
We have terms.
Sense?
You said meta. Yeah, it does. Yeah. You mentioned, we were talking about, me and Charles, different terms that we're trying to create on the show. Kind of like you make a nickname for yourself and then kind of suggest that everyone call you that. That's what we're doing. So you have to do. You got to brand yourself.
That could be a great role for me right now, because I'm just going to leave after the show.
That's true.
And then, the idiot term guy came in, gave you all the terms. Speaking of terms, what are the listeners called? Do you have? Are they the listeners? Is it the audience?
We have audience. We have listeners.
Is it everyone together, or is it a we?
It is a we.
Royal we.
We're trying to foster a we.
Or is it like I thought of the Shadies?
The Shadies is not bad. Shades.
Yeah, but I think that's the paywall, right?
What is?
You only get the shady term.
Oh, you're only a shady? Shady seems like a kind of an antiquated, maybe racial slur.
Oh.
If that no one uses anymore, but that was used.
Okay.
It's okay now, but it's still, So maybe no on shadies, but I like where your head's at. I like that you're thinking. We call people who overshadow people, so the famous sibling, we call them shadowcasters.
Oh.
And then we call the subjects that we talk about.
What am I?
You would be I'm a shadowcaster,
okay.
But you are being brought into the light.
Okay, not literally.
You're literally being brought into the light.
Matrix,
we got a ring light.
Matrix. Yeah.
Matrix. Yeah. We did eat pills before this, so we're ready to go. Well, you have topics prepared, which I love.
So
we're going to talk about me and you, our history. Can I start it off like this? I think we have a wonderful brotherhood.
Yeah, me too.
I think it's great. I think it's almost ideal, if not ideal.
Close, but not like too close.
Perfect is boring.
We're not touching each other.
Well, that would be not perfect.
Okay.
What?
Well, you took touching as a sexual thing.
Oh, sure.
I just meant we're not.
Oh, you mean like
high-fiving too much.
hugging? No, I guess we don't. I slap your foot sometimes.
You slap my foot?
Yeah. If I'm walking by you, give your foot a slap.
Okay.
Show you I love you.
Don't remember that.
Yeah, you do. Don't now.
See,
now it
this is
sounds
perfect.
sexual. Now it sounds like I've told you not to admit that you remember this. No, if you're in the den and I'll just slap your foot.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Great childhood.
Good times. I did hurt you a lot.
Yeah, well, okay, part of the list. So I brought up the list a couple times now. If you'd like to know about the list,
I've teased the list.
Yeah, I've teased it. I could run through the whole list now and give a brief intro, and then we could just jump into what we like. For example, the hurting yourself thing. On the list, we used to fight each other with rocks.
Yeah,
and it was
did.
a beautiful time in my life.
You know what would often happen more than rocks is sand. Because we'd be in the bay. We'd be scooping mud.
No. I'm talking about when we went to
on
the
the
beach,
beach.
and there were these little,
Still sand.
skipping stone-sized rocks, and we would just throw them at each other.
Pelt 'em. Yeah.
You
That was
could go
fun.
Air attack, like handful, scatter.
Did we have names for them?
Where no, I mean, you did it.
I guess not. Why
I was
would
on the other side of the
Corey
battlefield.
had strategy. He had a playbook.
Or you could
Hit
go
him with the
missile, the missile rock, and just fling one at a time and go for precision.
Right. Did we get hurt?
I think,
I
yeah,
think we
usually
did.
someone would get hit in the head.
What
or
I
something.
remember is a lot of people would get sand in their eye.
That was in the bay, the Chesapeake
when we
Bay.
were just throwing sand at each other.
Well, it was a mud. It was a mud sand. I mean, that was great fun.
It was a
though.
muddy ball.
It was
Yeah,
the danger.
and then
The danger made it fun.
it did. And then I wanted to. Mom and Dad were like, "Guys, stop it! You're crying every day. You got to stop throwing sand in each other's eyes." And then I'm like, "How about we take goggles?" So I still wanted to keep it going.
Yeah.
It wasn't as fun with goggles because there was no risk.
Yeah, plus it's just the goggles.
You look
feel a little
dumb.
like you're already throwing sand.
My
at
eyes
each other.
hurt. Yeah, I mean, I don't, what are we gonna get, a helmet? I also remember when you were a boy, a baby, like a toddler. I came up to you in your bed or something, or I don't know, Mom was holding you. You were like a baby, and I hit you with a plastic bat, one of those inflated
Yeah, I don't
plastic,
remember
soft
this.
plastic.
I believe it.
Well, you wouldn't,
Yeah.
because I knocked that out of you. You hit yourself with a bat.
Yeah, I did. That was a really bad injury,
That was a bad
actually.
time.
I mean, but funny, I guess funny story. Except I was in the hospital.
I don't know if it's a
crying.
funny story. It's kind of
It's
interesting.
it's like a
compelling.
not
It's a
three
three-part
Stooges.
story.
Who are the three guys that do the physical comedy? Is that Three Stooges?
Oh, Three Stooges, yeah.
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 Well, I had a baseball bat, like a metal baseball bat, in my Pee Wee baseball uniform. I think it was the playoffs when I was 12. No big deal.
We were
had the
all
nice
loading up into the car.
pinstripe baseball uniform, and then they found me outside, just my hands on my face,
Clutching your
kneeling,
face.
kneeling into the grass, and they're like, "What the hell happened? Are you okay?" I was like, "No, I'm not okay."
Corey stared into the sun again.
I got sand in my eye. I had the metal.
How? Who were you? Where'd he go?
I had the metal baseball bat, and then we had this big blue exercise ball, like the ones that are 3 feet, 4 feet.
A yoga ball.
Yeah, big ball. So
Great ball.
Obvious, got a bat. See the ball, you got to hit the ball with the bat.
I would have done
I did that hard, and then the bat flung back and hit me right in like the temple eye area. So I was out of commission for a solid 3 months after that.
Dude, you went to the hospital, and I remember Dad
It was
like
bad, black eye.
nervous. He was scared. He was also mad because like Corey hurt himself. Like he was walking back to the car, and I'm like, "Where are we going? Are we going to the game?" He's like, "Get out." Then he took you to the hospital, and then I remember Mom relaying the story of like, "Yeah, they said that if it was like, they weren't worried about your eyesight. She was worried about your eyesight, maybe you going blind.
I think they were worried about my brain.
They were worried about your brain
Yeah.
because they were like, yeah, it was like minor fracture, like a little bit of bone came off, right?"
I don't know.
Corey's been knocked loose of all these memories in his life.
Well, I was like 12 years old.
Every memory that you could have formed also involved a head
Well, the
injury.
doctors to me were just like, "Are you okay?" And I'd be like, "Oh, I'm kind of embarrassed. I'm still wearing my baseball pants."
You
And
were
then,
saying, oh, so you were cracking wise.
that's what I was thinking. I don't know if I could even speak.
Were
at
you
the
actually
time.
nervous? Oh, okay. what reality happened was,
I mean, yeah, I don't really remember. I think I was
Okay.
concussed because I got hit.
You might have been
in the head
concussed.
with a
Did they never
metal-
tell you you had a
metal
concussion?
Baseball bat. No, I don't remember. I'd be surprised if I didn't, but that was also like 2008, where concussions weren't really the hot topic.
Yeah, Will Smith didn't make that movie yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of this list is us hitting each other,
Uh-huh.
or at least some of it.
Well, hold on. One thing about the baseball bat, real quick. And one piece of advice also is don't feel like we need to burn through topics because we can just stay on one thing for a little bit.
You got some Louisville Slugger facts?
I don't have any. No. You know, A-Rod used the same type of bat to hit his kids.
No, that's Adrian Peterson.
Oh, yeah? Is he a baseball player? No, that's a football player.
No, he's a football player.
Yeah.
Also, I don't think he used a bat per se.
But he hit his kids.
But he had a problem.
Hitting his kids.
Yeah. With a belt, I think. Ooh. It was a thing. It was a thing in like 2016. It's a sports show. Sports show.
He has a sports show now?
No. This is the sports show.
Oh. So you're turning it into a sports show.
It, yeah.
God, now I'm overshadowed. I don't know anything about sports. My mom would used to be like, you need to watch the Super Bowl because people will be talking about it tomorrow and you won't be able to talk to anybody. She'd be like, at least watch the halftime show. Get in here. She wanted to fuel me with things I could relate to other kids with. And you're like, yes, that was a good idea.
I think it is a good idea.
It was a good idea. Yeah. They made us play ball sports for that same reason so that we could.
Well, I liked it.
I mean, me more than you. My dad one time was coaching our soccer game, and I wanted to sit out. And no, he told me that I wouldn't be starting, that I would like go in mid-game. And I was like, yes. And he's like, don't be happy about that. You're showing people, you're the coach's son.
Yeah, he was the coach.
Coach's son being like, I don't want to play.
He never coached my teams, I don't think.
He knew I needed it.
Okay.
He knew that if it wasn't him, that I'd be torn to shreds. But no, your baseball bat, the doctors were worried about your brain and that but they had told Mom, like, if it went 3 inches higher, it could have damaged his brain. I'm like, that's so far. And I bet doctors get their jollies off of being like, it could have hit his brain, but he's fine.
And we're here.
Because I did. Look at me when you're grateful for that. I think they have a bit of a power complex.
I think I get nervous around doctors now.
You injured yourself a fair number of times in kind of serious ways.
Yeah.
You broke your collarbone.
Yeah.
You put your finger in a door and a preschool teacher closed it on it, and then your pinky was hanging off of your hand.
That was bad.
You cut your shin on glass.
I mix up that one with 9/11 sometimes.
Like, where were you?
Like, because I knew we left the preschool and it was sort of urgent.
This is my 9/11. My tower's down.
So I was born in 1996, so that means I was 5 during 9/11. If I'm doing the math right.
Yeah. So it was maybe a year apart.
Or 4, and then I turned 5.
What a domino for you. What an emotional dominoes.
But I think that's preschool age, and I would just remember being in the car, like, we got to get out of here.
It was probably the time in your life that you felt the worst ever. Just like emotionally.
Maybe.
I've been
broken up with a couple times.
To date, I mean, as a 5-year-old.
Yes, yeah.
Not now. No. That's still one of the worst moments of your life, right? No, like your pinky. Did you see your finger hanging off?
Yeah, it was like my fingernail. I still have a little cut.
It was up here?
Yeah, it was basically my fingernail. It was coming off. Not like fingernail, like the whole finger.
Part that would be the fingernail.
The size of the fingernail.
That decides whether you have a fingernail.
Should I be looking at you or the camera?
Look at me.
Look at me. For the audience.
Unless you want to play with the crowd.
What I was going to bring up about us hitting each other.
Yeah.
Usually, I think almost always by accident. I can't remember a time we actually fought. But
yeah, usually I'd push you or something, and then it would go too far.
I remember a lot of slapping. I think
slapping, hitting, pushing, but then you'd fall into something, and that would hurt you.
Yeah. And then,
one time you were peeing.
Sorry, Cory was an idiot.
Sorry, Cory doesn't have any balance. He's not sturdy. He's not.
But there was one time when we were on the jungle gym, and I was climbing across the monkey bars.
Yeah. I have this
and you were on you had this?
I have this.
You were on a swinging as swingers do.
I'm a swinger.
And,
put my keys in a bucket.
All right, we're weird family, I guess, where we always just kept boards. Like we'd keep boards. Anytime we see a good board, we keep it, and we had stored it on top of the monkey bars. And maybe that was just for us to stand and play on. I don't really know why there were 2x4s.
No, I think Dad was putting it up there because he's like, that's about the size of my board.
It'll keep it straight.
Yeah.
And I was on the monkey bars being a monkey, as they do, and I flipped the board over, and it hit Zach right in the head. And it was a pretty big board.
Yeah.
And you were swinging, so I think there was
extra... the length of a full set of monkey bars. That's and the width of a normal 2x4.
It wasn't. No, I think it was like a 2x6.
Okay.
And yeah, I hit you in the head. I was like, shit, that was a pretty big board.
Yeah.
And you were hurt, I believe, pretty badly. Hurt enough that you couldn't chase me, per se. So
debilitated.
Yeah. So I got off those monkey bars and ran inside, and I think I locked myself in our parents' bedroom. And I think I called Mom, being like, I just hit Zach with a big board.
Where were the parents?
I think they were away. I don't know. I remember calling someone, and their mom was just like, don't interact with each other for the time being until we get home. I remember I locked myself in mom's bedroom.
That's pretty funny.
That's all I got.
I remember feeling lucky because the board hadn't just hit me straight; it had hit the other side had hit the ground, and then it had smacked me.
That's
so it was
good.
like it could have been worse. Did you think you killed me? No, 'cause
No,
I
knew you were.
But I did get up from the swing and was like.
I was fearful because I thought you were going to come get me.
Yeah,
so I knew you weren't dead.
I wasn't one of those zombies. Yeah. I wasn't one of the
chasing
you. I was very slow.
There was more danger coming.
Yeah, I don't know.
How many times do you think we've been concussed?
That's a good point.
Because that was
a bad one.
I ran into the trampoline once, but that was my chest. Not my head.
What happened? Did you just not jump?
I was just sprinting through our
And then
yard,
the controls didn't hit jump?
We had a trampoline. No. I was just looking like backwards. Like I think we were like maybe
you rear-ended the trampoline
or something
with your body.
No, it was my chest.
I know.
Yeah, I got clotheslined.
Yeah, but if you were cars, you would have rear-ended it.
Oh yeah, that's what happened.
You were texting.
I was texting while driving.
Yeah.
What's our cut rate?
Our length? What do you mean cut rate? Oh, I can cut anything.
Yeah, but like, what are you expecting to cut?
Charles and I, if we record 2 hours, we'll get like 1 hour 10, 1 hour 15. And if we record like 1:30, we might get like an hour. I mean, there's some intro babble of just me and him catching up to like get in the groove that I'll just cut or I'll save for later.
Okay.
But yeah, think about like whatever we record, maybe half of it or maybe a lot. Because, Charles says a lot of stuff about a lot of groups that I got to cut.
I'm just kidding. When do you bridge from Charles to Chuck?
I've called them Chuck, Chuckles, Charles.
But yeah, is there like always being Chuck right now? Or is it just
I don't ascribe any personality to his different names.
I've got a friend, Peter, who I'll switch between Peter and Pete based on how he's acting.
Really?
I think so.
Who's Pete?
Pete's more of like the Midwest common folk.
Mm-hmm.
And then Peter,
he's a peasant.
He's from Michigan.
Pete the peasant.
Alpena, Michigan, northern Michigan.
Alpeter.
Alpeter, yes. And then Peter is like the guy who also finds street furniture, but in like kind of a tasteful way. Peter's the intellectual.
Okay, because it didn't sound like it. You're like, so one guy's a Midwestern hick, and the other guy takes trash from the street.
No, I'm sitting on.
And he's the smart guy.
I'm sitting on street furniture, right?
Yeah, we found it. You spotted it. I wanted it.
You always have to have the eye.
You gotta have the eye. Eye's always open. Always looking for the street. No, you've got some good street finds. You're a good little raccoon.
Yeah.
You're a little apartment raccoon.
There's a whole dining room table that's never been put together in this basement.
Really?
Yeah, but it could be one day.
So you haven't even proven that it's all there.
I think it's all there. It's got table and 4 legs.
I looked at it.
Table and 4 legs. What else do you need?
I don't know. Some screws, maybe?
It's got a Ziploc baggie taped to it.
Really?
Screws.
So they knew someone was going to take this.
Oh.
It's kind of a weird unspoken.
This chair, not out there for long.
This chair?
Yeah, this chair.
It wouldn't have been.
These go.
Such authority.
They do.
I would consider you not an expert in much, but in street finds, you're an expert.
I guess that's a compliment.
It is a compliment.
Okay.
It's a skill. Yeah, I agree. Like you could be on a show called like Street Finds, which would be like a companion show to Storage Wars.
I would love that.
You'd be a great Storage Warser.
That's kind of a dream job. The thing is, part of the reason I love it so much is the spontaneity of it. You don't know when you're gonna. Yeah. Is naity or nudity?
Nudity. Well, like new, spontaneous.
Yeah, but like it's like found treasure. You don't go hunting for it; it finds you, and then you have the connection.
Yeah.
Ida cushion.
Right.
And it's it's a moment.
It's a little treasure.
You bond together that way, and then you shove it in your trunk and be like, "This is a great find," and then you call up a friend like Peter, not Pete, and be like, "Dude, guess I sent him a picture of this chair. Like, I just found this on the street. Can you believe it?"
You don't even want to sell it.
No,
it's like, can you believe it?
Keep it all in the basement. I'm gonna be a hoarder.
Pile it up until one day you die, and your things are put out on the street for other street finders.
Wow, this idiot left this on the street.
What a fool! I'm basically stealing from him. So you're in it for the game. You're not selling any of these things.
Yeah, it's a thrill ride.
So how is that a dream job if you're not making any money?
Well, if I had a show, then it's content.
Or a shop.
Then it's content, baby.
Yeah. Wow. But you would still have
Oh,
to
I
sell
would
it.
love to have a secondhand furniture shop.
Okay.
Just wheeling and dealing like
Yeah.
dining room sets. Are you kidding me?
Sewing machines coming in and
Yeah,
out.
I mean, people just they have to get rid of them.
Yeah. But no one has
You
to
could
buy
set
them.
it. You could set it up in a college town. You know the turnover in these towns?
It's
crazy.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
acquiring furniture.
We gotta cut this.
I don't
we gotta
think-
cut this bit.
I don't think it's behind the paywall, baby. They got to pay to play. Hey, if you want to invest, all right, there's no stealing, swindling of this man's idea. He will not be
Stop
overshadowed any longer.
Fucking talking about it.
There's a lot of college towns where you can make that happen, unless you want to make a national chain that monopolizes college towns. But
It's
my
kinda
point
like that.
is that I'm not saying the issue is getting the furniture. You'll find the furniture. Getting people to buy the furniture. Are you going to restore it? Are you going to build it? Are you going to polish it?
If you put this chair in a thrift shop in Manhattan, that's a $120 price tag. And you call it vintage.
You'd
French.
have to clean it up, though. If you've seen the legs, there's holes in it.
No, people like the patina.
That's not patina. That's insect
Oh,
rot.
yeah, call it patina.
That's bite marks.
It's good.
Termites.
It's a good chair.
It is a good chair. You'd have to spruce it up.
I don't think you would.
Yes, you would.
If you have a lot of new stuff and then like one
You may know
old
the.
thing,
Go ahead.
it's gonna like this lamp. No one can see the lamp, but it's this one right here.
Oh, it's nice.
But it's old. It's not a lamp you'd buy new. But the fact
No,
that
that's-
it's sort of the mid-century modern thing.
Yeah,
that
but
you got.
Mom said it was like a then $300 lamp.
This was a $300 chair at its birth.
You don't need to reupholster it or anything. I think if you just gotta like polish or paint the wood, repaint the wood at the white paint the wood.
I don't even mind the marks.
The coffee stains, the blood, the jizz.
I am positive you could sell this chair in Manhattan. Now, I don't know what we're talking about rents for a showroom in Manhattan. I'm positive you could sell this chair for $90. Positive.
We should list it.
No, it's
We should list it to prove a point.
okay. Well, then you got to get it. So this was a whole thing with the chair. It's Zach's chair.
Thank you.
Yeah,
You've taken everything from me.
but overshadowed.
I do feel overshadowed.
But you can't fit it in your Pontiac G6
No.
to get it to Brooklyn.
Of course
Well,
not.
you can. You just won't.
No, I can't.
You can strap it to the roof.
I could, in
That's
a
an
very
option.
unsafe, unwieldy, unpractical, disastrous option, do any of these things you're about to suggest.
You could strap it to the roof,
Uh,
put it like back down,
Yes.
so it's aerodynamic. It's just a big shark fin on
yep.
the roof.
It might could go faster. Actually,
That's downforce. That's downforce.
Yeah.
It's F1 racing.
It's pressing you against the
Yeah.
pavement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's, I think, a great option. You
Yeah,
could
that's a
pop the
pro.
trunk and then just, do the classic shove it in the back, 12 bungee cords, trunk to trunk. The only thing is sometimes these trunks don't have great like hooks.
That's not going back with me, I don't think. I want to saw it in half. Put it in the car.
Don't do that.
I want to King Solomon this thing. I want to cut this baby in two. I know you love it.
But I mean, I don't know. It might be 5 years until I use this chair.
Yeah.
Until any of us. I'm happy if it,
Anyone.
it stays in the family.
That's me
Stays
too.
in the family.
That's what's important.
Yeah.
Is that it stays.
But
in the
we're gonna have it, and when we do use it, we're gonna be like, wow. I'm so
So
glad
happy.
we made that decision on
That investment.
Christmas Eve of 2021. It was the Lord. The Lord gave us this chair.
Jesus.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. What else you got on your list?
I have overshadowed time just to get. So that was the 20 minutes where we don't talk about anything related to the podcast,
Sure.
right? And now we're gonna get into
Now we start.
overshadowed.
Dun, 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 the theme song.
Should we do it again,
What?
just in case?
Welcome to Overshadowed?
Yeah.
The intro? Charles and I do like to do the intro at the end. You can do it.
Welcome to Overshadowed. I'm Cory. This is Zach, and I am overshadowed.
The lawsuit is pending.
uh,
Corey's suing me for
so-
overshadowing him.
no suits. Lawyers don't need it. Family.
Family.
Ohana.
We settle this like men.
Ohana.
Grab a rock.
Yeah.
Meet me by the beach.
Let's go. I'll put a board on your head. I have you being better at drums than me, and then underscore, or not underscore, but a little line, drum teacher was a pedophile.
Yes. I played guitar and you played drums.
Yeah. So growing up, I got into the drums because Zach is the music fan. He's always been pretty good at music. He started out with guitar, and then because he was good at guitar, or maybe it was a chicken or the egg thing, we also really played rock band a lot. the video game. And Zach was usually guitar. I was usually drums. Sometimes I'd get crazy, do a little bass.
Bass?
Little bass line.
That's when you were feeling like it was a hard song. You go bass.
Yeah. Well, because, I mean, bass is usually you're just doing like red, 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 orange, red, 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 red.
Yeah. Stamina. It's a marathon.
Yeah.
Bass.
Yeah. And I always had like the player 2 guitar.
Yeah, Cory was the side banana. He was definitely in the sidecar.
I was, yeah.
You were
overshadowed.
Overshadowed. You were. And I would make you. There was this thing in Rock Band called you were so mad, the endless set list. And it was like 52 songs that you couldn't pause through, I don't think. I really don't think you were allowed to pause. Or maybe you could, or like the achievement was you didn't pause. We couldn't pause.
Yeah,
you had to pee. And I'm like forcing Cory through this death march that he didn't even want to go on. Like you'd play with me like 5 songs max, and we both had to be on expert or something, or hard. We got the score, the trophy of the lowest difficulty we were on. So if we were on hard and I was on expert, we would get a hard trophy. So I was just trying to complete it at some level, and I needed a second person. And Cory was.
I was the second person.
Unwilling.
I was a warm body in the basement.
I think you gave up. I think we didn't do it.
No, I don't think we ever.
Did
the long playlist.
Should we do it now?
No.
On the pod?
But back to the.
This is all just me getting you to finish the infinite playlist.
Yeah. I mean, anyway. So, but when I wouldn't play, I think during the playlist I would usually do bass, because the drums I could at least somewhat reach. Oh, another thing that was hard for me with the bass, I got these fat palms and these stubby little fingers.
Yeah, I guess.
And I can't spread them. Like if I ever tried to play piano, I couldn't do it because. I got like webbed hands or something. Like I can't spread my fingers out a lot.
I'm like a frog boy.
No, you play guitar. Look, go as far wide as you can with your left hand.
My left hand?
Left hand. See, you almost got 180 thumb to pinky.
Oh, you're right. What do you got?
I'm at like 70
You're at an acute angle.
So that was an issue getting the orange button on the guitar.
Can you palm a basketball? No.
I can do it with my left hand.
Oh, but you got a fat palm. How big's your hand? Other way.
Left one's bigger than my right one. I don't know why.
That's strange.
All right, there's a moment.
There's a moment. Clip it.
We were playing Rock Band, and you were always so much.
I was playing. Cory was struggling.
All right, easy.
Hey, man.
I'm gonna flip the table.
It's not that kind of show. It's not the kind of show.
Zach was always. I'm gonna interrupt if you keep getting under my skin.
Just trying to. Cory's very by the book. He came with a list. He has an agenda, to say the least. Go ahead.
Do you want me to get to the pedophile bit? Because that's the big bit.
Let's do the big bit. Let's go to the big bit.
So Zach was way better at the Rock Band drums than I was.
Yeah.
Because Zach was like into music, I think myself and the family in general was like, oh, we should give Cory a shot.
Yeah.
So I started taking drum lessons when I was like 13, 12, maybe 14. I think it was middle school. I think it was 12 based on the other part of the story. So yeah, I was 12 years old, just started drum lessons. They got me a drum kit for Christmas. A cheap drum kit, but a full size, like it was a drum set.
Oh yeah, I'll take a picture. I mean, it's loud.
It's loud. Yeah,
it's loud.
They are drums. And I would be playing that, going to my drum lessons, trying out Rock Band, sort of keeping my head above
dipping his toe.
A head above water, you know, getting some basic.
Figuring out what it's like to keep the beat.
Basic stuff down.
Yeah. Groove.
And then one day after, we were playing Rock Band for the past 3 years, Zach said, oh, hey, these songs, they look pretty similar to the, I think I could play the Rock Band drums.
Drums and Rock Band are the most similar to the instrument in real life.
Yeah, I mean, you're just hitting things. And you got a foot pedal.
And there's 4 things. You got a foot pedal.
For the foot pedal is the biggest part.
Yeah.
And you're basically just,
learn rhythm.
Yeah. And then one day he just tried out a Rock Band song on the actual drum set. And he was like...
Freaking killed it.
Yeah. He was 5 years better at the drum set than me. And I didn't play drums ever. Fuck that. I'm not going to compete with that.
I was the grasshopper in your hand, and then I became the master.
I don't even think you were the grasshopper.
No,
you just you were born into... You were Jesus.
I was nothing.
Born a god.
I was nothing. And then I big banged it.
Yeah.
Big banged you out of drumming.
And I was just sitting there...
crying.
What's the point? So I stuck to my ball.
Were you disappointed? I did feel bad after hearing that.
No, I wasn't disappointed. It was just like reality hit me. It's
yeah.
like, this isn't for me. which is good because we believe. I didn't know about this until 3 years ago.
Can I?
Go ahead. You want?
I do want to tell you because I knew it in the way that me and Mom discussed it and experienced it, which was that Cory had a drum teacher who was very, and I wanted to talk about how this guy was, describe him.
Oh,
like,
there were
what was
signs.
he like?
There were signs.
There were signs. So without, I think it might be clear where we're going with this, but without saying it explicitly, what do you mean? What were the signs? Yeah, what was this guy like?
So this guy, he was a
As a
larger
person.
man.
Yes.
Toad-like. I would say upper 50s. I mean, kind of the type of guy where it's sort of hard to tell their age because you don't know if it's their age or if they're just kind of ugly and they haven't aged well.
Right.
But overall, nice guy. Very nice to me.
Very nice.
He was a little overweight, pale, bad haircut. You
mentioned the weight.
sort of balding.
Ugly.
Glasses. I think he had glasses.
Uh-huh. Mustache?
I don't think he had a mustache.
All right.
No, I think he was clean shaven. And he always made a point to keep, I don't remember this, but I remember hearing this from the parents. He always made a point to keep the drum lesson room door open during the session.
Just what you want when you're practicing drums.
Yeah, in a music studio.
In a shop. It was music and arts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does the
guy still work there?
I don't know. I haven't spoken to him since.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll love
the
that.
NDAs.
Anyway, I mean, the reason this is all coming out on the podcast and not just, this guy had drum lessons is because my parents think he's a pedophile, and I still kept going to the drum lessons.
You weren't there yet, okay? And he was the one. Continuity, stability is important, in terms of development. I don't know where this guy works, what this guy's name is. But you're like me tooing him. Not that he did anything to you.
No, he didn't do it.
He didn't do
great.
anything.
I mean, he was an okay drum teacher. At the end of the day, I didn't learn the drums very well.
All right, yeah.
But that was a red flag because he was
I learned
always
how to
like,
walk
this
like a pretty
kid,
boy.
This kid is incredible. You got to keep him coming.
Dude, yes. He would tell my mom, who would then tell me, because she knew I was a good drummer. She was like, yeah, this guy is really interested in Cory. He's very encouraging. He says that he really thinks he has what it takes. He's grooming you. And he's like, I'd like for him to come down to my studio in Washington, D.C., which is like a 50-minute drive from where we live.
Yeah.
And where you went was like 15 minutes. So he's like, yeah, I'd like for him to come down. We can do like a private session in like my studio. It's like really good equipment. I will keep the door open. It's not a problem. And we're like, what? And then me and my mom are talking about this, and she's basically asking me, do you think Cory is good enough to merit this kind of offer? Why is this guy so interested in my cute little boy? Yum, yum, yum. And then we hear you on the drums downstairs, like not really in rhythm. You're speeding up, you're slowing down. You're trying to figure it out. You're working on it, okay? The kid's got heart. But we hear him just dun 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 da ba da ba, and me and mom were like, he wants to fuck him. He wants to have sex with Cory. We can't let him go.
Yeah, and then, but again, I never knew about any of this during the actual time. Could have been nice to be mention it to Cory, the guy in the room with the alleged pedophile.
With the alleged.
Yeah, alleged.
This is all
above bar.
Yep. We don't not above bar.
He
over pants
appeared.
It's all over pants stuff.
A stereotypical, and he would always.
Right.
I used to
Let's not judge a pedophile by their appearance.
No, great guy.
Great guy.
I
had all
used
these
to
secret
have
handshakes.
sort of the long, I don't know, Justin Bieber-y hair, and it wasn't as good as Justin Bieber.
Are you pumping your own tires right now?
Well, I fucking have to. I wasn't very good at the drum set. And I would kind of flip my hair a lot when I was 12 young teens age. And he would always I'd keep doing this in the drum lesson. It wasn't a drum lesson. I wasn't flipping my hair for him. It was just a thing I did. And every time I did it, he would always almost giggle and be like, "Oh, you flip your hair so much."
Really? And drool a little.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, sorry, I just gotta get it
sorry. No, no, sorry.
Yeah, it was a little like that.
Please.
Continue. He had a whispery voice like that.
Oh.
He was an alleged
Likely.
So I'm glad we were real people and knew this kid, myself, sucked at drums and did not deserve a ride in a Chrysler Pacifica down to DC
Yes.
with this fat, balding drum band.
I was also in a car with a very overweight man who was my boss at Northrop Grumman, and he was a really nice guy. And nothing happened.
They always
They all are. They start as very nice, and they get a little pushy.
They get too nice.
Mm-hmm. Serving me drinks, don't worry about it. Just get loose. I'm kidding. Stay loose. Oh, wait, sorry. We're being real about your ability, and that saved you.
Yeah,
I guess you could say. Prevented you.
I think you could say that.
All right.
I think if I...
You got to be real, or else you start deluding yourself and be like, my son's a star, you know? And then you're like, my son is a victim, you know? But you can
also,
avoid that.
besides the child touching, I think it's just good for...
Waste of time.
Mental health. Let's not tell this kid he's great at ping pong when he can...
Did you like the drums?
I would. It's like golf. Like I would have liked it if I was good at it.
If you were good at it, okay.
Yeah.
Because I really like playing the drums. Like it's
jealous.
Are you?
It would be nice.
Yeah. Jess, when I lived with Jess, she would always, my ex-girlfriend, she would tell me that.
Wait, before you do, I got other things, people.
Cory's got other topics to discuss.
No. I am good at other things.
Oh, he is good at other. Yeah, you're very good. You're a little street raccoon. You're a little scavenger of furniture. You're very handy.
Am I getting too shadowed?
You're good at the boat. No, you're not too shadowed.
Are you overcasting me?
Cory thinks he's 6 feet deep right now. He's in the eternal shadow. No, you're great. You have a lot of pros. We're just talking about how I was. I did overshadow.
I wanted to make the point that I'm not.
Yes. Yeah. I think you're great.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
You got a lot to offer.
Thanks, Zach.
You're welcome. You live on a freaking boat. I mean, we should talk about that.
Yeah, you want to talk about the boat?
I want to talk about your boat life. I want to talk about, because you gotta, to honor the concept of the podcast, we are supposed to bring you into the light, talk about you.
Yeah, it's
and
true.
We have.
That's a great point.
Thank you. In terms of your shortcomings, but now we can also in terms of your longcomings.
There we go.
Go ahead.
So yeah, I made the decision. So it was a Plan B decision.
Yep.
To move onto a boat.
Took a pill.
How much do people know about me?
How much do people know about you?
Yeah, I heard that.
You should have listened to the bagpipe one.
It was
that's when I visited
Thanksgiving episode.
Right.
Like a while ago, that talked about me in London. So right now I'm living in. I'm living in London.
Yeah.
And I just did a master's degree there, which I didn't think it was. That's a separate topic. I didn't think the education was super good.
It was a joke.
It was a joke.
It was a freaking joke.
But
they paid him. They paid. Can you talk about that real quick?
Sure. So I got I used to have a job in finance, and I hated it. It was like the worst 6 months of my life when I was like, oh my God, I'm going to have to do this forever.
I think your job was semi-interesting, just like 2 minutes. I think your job was kind of...
So it was the first one?
Yeah, you would basically figure out legally, you would be like brought into lawsuits to figure out the monetary damage of copyright infringement.
Yeah.
So if somebody made a crappy Bowflex, you would be like, well, this is how much money Bowflex lost.
Yeah, and it's basically this financial firm got hired by one side of the legal team. So Bowflex was getting sued by like Peloton or something.
Really?
No, the actual one I worked on was Flywheel versus Peloton.
Ooh.
And we were Flywheel, who was getting overshadowed by Peloton. Not happy about it.
Peloton's doing good.
Did you catch that? I snuck in the word again.
Snuck it in?
Yeah. So yeah, Peloton sued Flywheel, and then we got hired to figure out how much money Flywheel owes Peloton, and we were trying to make the number as low as possible, and they were trying to make the number as high as possible on the other side of the lawsuit. But the whole infringement is like intellectual property, so it's nothing real. And basically,
It's not even a product?
It's the patent itself. So
Okay.
Flywheel supposedly copied Peloton's patent.
Wow.
And because they did that, they owe Peloton money for using their intellectual property as an idea. Which, big picture, it's pretty interesting, idea for a business or a company or whatever, where you're basically trying to value, like, how much is the idea of a bike.
What does an idea cost?
A bike with, a social media.
Yeah, I would like a TED Talk about that. Not maybe a whole company, in terms of your involvement. I'm sure it was interesting to a point.
Well, what my literal job was, I read 10,000 Peloton reviews and highlighted each and every one and like double checked them tons of times and highlighted why people liked the bike.
Building a case.
So yeah,
You're a little data gatherer. They said, look, I've seen your work with furniture. I'd like to see you on these reviews. Okay, this guy can find things.
I got brainwashed by Peloton. It's the best product in the world. I was reading all these customer reviews. I read 10,000.
Diane is so happy.
Well, no, it wasn't even I read 10,000 customer reviews. I read all of the Peloton reviews. I think there was 4,000 of them.
What did they say? What were like the perks? Did you feel like you were?
Oh, we made a whole like categorized list. There was like the competitiveness,
taxonomy,
the fact that you can like race other people, the whole shape of the bike, the feel of the wheel. It was a whole big thing. And we were, I think we were
burn after. I love the burn.
Specifically trying to value how much the fact that you could race other people was worth, as opposed to the whole machine itself.
In terms of sales and bottom, like.
Yeah. So based on these reviews, we were trying to figure out how many of the reviews specifically liked the feature that you were connected
to other people
and racing them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Live, specifically live. Like the recorded stuff.
Right now?
Different part of the patent. No, but you can like race people live on a Peloton.
Who are also taunting.
Taunting?
Pelotoning.
Yes.
Your fellow taunters.
So everyone that got like a live, like every customer was like, Jesse from Montgomery, Alabama. Oh my God, it's so fun to like get on there with my cousins.
They see someone who's probably a Republican. They're like, I'm gonna fucking kill this guy.
I don't know why I did a Valley Girl accent for Jessica in Montgomery, Alabama.
well, you never know. She could have moved.
Yeah,
from LA.
Hi,
I'm from Alabama.
I got brainwashed by this company thinking like, oh my God, this bike's gonna change my life.
I gotta buy this bike.
And I haven't bought the bike, but
Good.
Should have bought the stock. Missed it. I like actually that Peloton thing. That was like a fun part of the job, and it was still like the most tedious.
That was
thing
the fun part.
Yeah,
Wow.
A lot of it was I was just a copy paste monkey, in Excel. It was a lot of Excel, just doing the thing where you like click left and right arrows and like going up and down the staircase on Excel just because you're bored. Have you ever done that?
I was like, where is he going? What function is he performing?
That's pretty deep in the game there.
Yeah.
But anyway, I hated the job and I was looking for other things to do, and I took an urban planning class senior year of undergrad at Michigan, and I like streets and buildings and all those. I like maps. There's a big map.
You do like maps. He specifically requested to be in front of the map.
I did.
He's a map man.
Map man.
Why do you like maps?
There's so much to look at. I like the physical
There's
space
a limited
of
amount
it too.
to look at.
Like the fact that like you can point to a map and then like that's a place,
and
then like it's connected. That's the world. That's the world we're living in, man. Do you get it?
I don't get it. No, I do get it. You know what really trips me out? I was talking to a friend about this. When you fly somewhere or you drive a long distance.
Oh, I love with a window seat.
Sure,
Yep.
while you see the world.
Yep.
But then you're just there. You're just like in Ohio. You're like, what? I'm here now? But I was there. That's really what I think.
Yeah.
How am I here?
Oh, I get that so much going to London now. You cross the ocean, it's a different
that's
world.
gotta be weird.
It's crazy. Plus the time zone, it's like a different day. What's going on?
People are talking like this suddenly.
Yeah, but so I wanted to change from the finance job, and I applied to 2 master's programs, one at UCL and one at LSE, London School of Economics, and University College London, I think, for an urban planning program. Because 1, I wanted to get out of money finance numbers. 2, I like maps. I had been to Europe over a study abroad thing in undergrad.
You're a global guy.
Mr. International.
You've become Mr. International.
And I really liked it over there. 1, because, the pace is a little bit slower. People are living life a little more. Smoking cigarettes, not worrying about things.
It's not like we're number 1. They're like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, people don't like working over there as much, or like aren't forced
They see
into
working
it,
for what it
aren't
is.
forced into the grind as much. I was like, I want a piece of that.
Yeah. You've also met some nice ladies over there.
Yeah,
You've told me stories. You're like, yeah, this girl from Spain. I'm like going to Bucharest. She's like, I'll see you there.
That was an American girl, but still.
Well, she was in Spain at the time.
Yeah.
And then
we went
in
to
Prague.
Budapest.
Grand
Budapest. Yeah, it was great. That was a good trip.
I'm sure it was.
Saw the baths.
So I wanted. What you called it? Okay.
They got like the heated baths.
Oh, okay. Did you bathe?
It's a big no. It's a big.
Did y'all bathe?
It's like swimming, but yes. We swam in the baths.
Is that famous?
There's like old men. They kind of look like the Japanese monkeys. There's in like the steam. There's like old men sitting there, and they have these pet I don't know if it's marble, but
what do you mean by Japanese monkeys?
You know the monkeys that go into the geothermal ponds?
No way. No.
And it's in a snow-covered mountain.
Oh, are they white?
And they got like white and they got red faces.
They're like Yeti
It
baboons.
looks like the best life out there.
They're like
besides
Yeti
maybe
baboons.
a house cat. Yeah, sort of.
Like
I mean,
white-
it's a large monkey.
Yeah.
It might be an ape. I think it's a monkey though.
Ape?
I think they have tails. That's how
What
you
is an
know.
ape?
Apes no tails, monkeys tails.
Really? I've never known that.
Yeah,
Apes no tails?
apes no tails.
Gorilla's an ape.
Yes,
Orangutan's an ape.
yes. It's very binary like that.
Wow.
Now you know.
Crocodile, alligator.
Crocodile, saltwater, alligator, freshwater.
Okay. Very good.
Cayman, I don't know what the deal is with caimans.
Small. If they bite you, it's not even a problem, really.
They're fun. Yeah.
They're fun. they're throw them around, grab them by the tail, hammer toss them back into the swamp.
But there's these guys in Budapest who are playing chess in the heated bath pool. It's like a geothermal bath.
Is it floating chess?
No, it's like a big pillar that comes out of the pool.
Okay. Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's nice. And they look like, I don't know, they reminded me of the Japanese monkeys. It's a very like soothing yet
Surreal.
still sort of like a very masculine thing. I don't know why.
Yeah,
but they're like playing these old 60-year-olds playing chess in the pool. It's like clearly it's a thing they're doing
Yeah, but it's steamy.
every 2 years.
It's steamy, and that's nice. There's an ambiance, Is that a COVID festering den, all the steam, or does that kill it? I feel like it could either carry it or kill it, or make flatten it.
Humidity.
Yeah. Does it
I
get
think it
all
would
spiced
carry
up?
it. I think it would spice it up.
I agree. Well, don't go to any baths anytime soon.
Yeah. Are we circling back to the Masters?
We could circle back. Well, I also want to say that the way that you got it, which was that they offered you a scholarship.
Yes.
And then you didn't see that email.
Oh, that bit. Yeah. So, yeah, that was a great email. So I applied to the schools in November, got into UCL and LSC, I think both in March. And then COVID happened. And I was like, fuck, I'm not moving while there's COVID. I'm probably just going to stay around Michigan. I was thinking about moving to Chicago. So I had an email sitting around. And it was from LSC. It was like some admissions thing. There was just an email sitting in my inbox that I got a full ride scholarship to the urban planning program at LSC, and then with a living stipend.
Yeah, just showering
and
you
it was
with money.
there for a week, and I saw the email, called mom, and I was like, okay, I think I'm moving to London.
Yeah. I thought that they gave you another email that was like, hey, this is for real. These are the details. And you saw that email.
That might be right. I don't know. It was all kind of a blur.
Cory's been concussed for many years now. Yeah, that was crazy. Well, we also, and we do think you're very smart.
Thank you.
I think everyone in this family is pretty smart. But we were like, why did they give you the full ride with a that's a generous offer.
I think it was, I wrote a really good admissions essay, I think. Well, I don't know. I had good qualifications.
You charmed him.
The people at the school also had similar stuff. But my
Did you guys
admissions
compare when you
essay
got
was like, I'm from the U.S., I see what's happening here politically. I studied economics.
My drum teacher was a pedophile.
Yeah,
I'm a refugee.
I studied economics and environment in college. Those were my two majors. And I was in a job, and I've only been using my economics degree in the job. And it seems like that's all they value. Well, I have this other knowledge with the environment degree that talks about social externalities and sort of a better way of doing things that can make sense from not only a financial perspective, but also be better for the world too.
Yeah.
You can make money off of sustainable things. Those
Sure.
aren't two separate things. And I concluded the essay with it was 500 words or something, 2 pages. I really want to change this path I'm heading on and try to do something better for the world. And I think this program and LSE could really help me achieve that. And I'd love to take this leap and get this international experience that would just be amazing for one, my education, and two, just be a great experience in life.
And sold.
Yeah, and so I think that
Take all our money.
worked well for them.
I think it did.
But now
You're I'm
Well-
in the arms of a corporate devil, and I just want to make the world better with buses that run on electricity.
yeah.
And they're like,
And then
absolutely.
yes, did
Please
the
come to our
schooling,
school.
went to school.
He did schooling.
Went to university.
Went to university.
can't do
Came
the
home on
accent.
holiday.
Overshadowed. He's a lot better
Overshadowed.
at accents with me.
Yeah, Mom. We were playing cards the other day, and Mom, Cory, you did someone's accent, Liam Neeson or somebody.
It was John F. Kennedy.
John F. Kennedy. It was. It was John F. Kennedy. And Mom was like, I didn't know you could do the voices too. I'm like, he's 25.
I think all I said was, we're doing it because it's hard.
We don't do it because it's easy. Something like, yeah,
Yeah.
we do it because it's hard. Yeah, and she was over the moon that you exhibited any kind of talent.
Yeah, she was.
I'm like, okay, don't seem too excited there, Mom. So yeah, you got into London. You know, you got all this money, free schooling.
Yeah, and I tried to. Well, part of the reason I wanted to go is like I'm gonna have this nice,
Yeah, international
flowery.
free.
Well, yeah, okay. The year was gonna be great.
Yeah.
It was really good. I mean, the school was annoying because they did a lot of COVID restrictions that I guess I thought were too heavy-handed, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway,
an anti-vaxxer.
I have 2 vaccines. I haven't gotten.
He spit them both out. He sucked them out like snake poison.
I used the fake arm.
Yeah.
Plastic arm.
He came with a fake arm to CVS.
They'll never know.
They stuck him. It was, he wasn't paying attention. He works at CVS. He's not checking whose arm's real.
Mine were NHS people.
Oh, you got yours in London.
Yeah. But I was really pretty certain I was going to be able to get this electric bus job that we were just discussing earlier, or like some type of job where I'd be at least dealing with maps or something.
Or at least you like grade buildings and you're the guy who puts stickers on the.
Oh,
hey!
I would love to be the survey laser pointer guy.
Right.
I don't know what they do. I think it's the kind of laser point.
I think they're calling in alien
nice.
airstrikes. I don't know what they do either.
And then I couldn't get any of these jobs. I'll stop tapping on the table. Couldn't get any of these jobs. So now I work for British American Tobacco, and I'm hoping we sell as many cigarettes as possible in finance. I'm back in finance.
He's working for the devil yet again, just with another code.
But I've actually learned that working in a job that you don't really love can be nice, because then you can really try to scheme it as much as possible.
Right. No remorse.
No. Oh, I love not doing
If you worked at a hospital or something,
yeah,
or even a job that you liked and liked the people, then you'd be like, I'm screwing them, I feel bad.
Yes.
You're like, we're selling death sticks.
Well, that's the thing. I'm on the vapor team.
And that's what he tells himself every night before he goes to sleep, so that the nightmares don't haunt
People
him.
vape in the office.
In the office?
It's like a weird...
Mandatory.
It's like a evil Willy Wonka place.
Really?
And we're the Oompa Loompas.
Did the Oompa Loompas eat chocolate all the time?
It's an open floor plan desk.
Hold on. Did the Oompa Loompas... I don't think they were allowed to eat candy.
Well, he probably said you shouldn't do this. It's bad for you.
Yeah.
Willie did.
Yeah. Willie's like, I need healthy workers.
Yeah.
You can't be gobstopping 20. You can't be gobbed out 24/7.
These people, they're vaping for work, not for pleasure. So you can vape openly in the office, and it's an open floor plan.
But only if you're shaking. If you're not vaping.
Yeah. It's so you can skip lunch. It's an open floor plan, and they have like plants at maybe 5 feet high, like in between desks and stuff.
Okay.
But if you just kind of peek your head up, you'll just see like puffs of clouds going up, like a little steam engine humming away.
Choo choo! On to profit, folks.
Yeah. So I've made it a point to never have a vape or cigarette for work.
You should go full
only
hog.
For pleasure. Only for pleasure.
Right. You should go full hog. Bring a smoke hookah. You should hookah.
One guy, an intern, was smoking out of like a ship pipe, like it was like the old Popeye pipe.
God. Was he like, vaping out of a pipe, or was he smoking out of a pipe?
He was smoking.
You're allowed to smoke in the office.
No, not in the office.
What was he? Where was
he? We were like out walking to lunch.
He's like,
we did like little introductions, and he was saying, I'm a really big tobacco enthusiast. Everyone's got kind of funny accents. There's people who talk like a vampire. They're just Romanian, but that's not how I think
like
of
the
it.
bickle. I like the bickle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of a collection of misfit toys that works there, probably. Because, like, who's working for tobacco companies now?
Yeah,
right?
There's not a lot of British people.
Really?
Unless the higher-ups are
What's
British.
the Asian population? Because I just know that
there's
Asian
one Chinese
culture likes to smoke
manager
more.
who seems very intense.
Yeah, okay.
She's a woman.
Mostly European?
Mostly Eastern European. But that's also because there's a big office in Kiev.
Okay.
Ukraine.
Yes.
And I think there's a lot of people trying to get out of Ukraine.
Trying to get a one-way ticket out of Kiev?
That was told to me, that's not my opinion.
By who? One of the Romanians?
It's not good
there.
A Romanian told me that about the Ukrainians.
Bad. Yeah. Wow, okay.
It's all.
Well, it's always been. I mean, look at the map. It's right next to Russia. It's just so close.
Well,
to
they're
getting
like
boned
Russia's like
in
the
it.
whole Crimea thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're soaking in
I
Ukraine
think they're
right
like
now.
invading it currently.
Yeah. Oh
or
yeah.
Close.
They love going in there.
They're like shutting off their power, just blinking the lights over there.
Yeah, it's like a house that they rob every Christmas. They Home Alone it every year. They love it. Yeah, but then they never fully take it over, it seems. Like, it's never just Russia now, you know? It's always like Ukraine.
Well, I think the Ukrainian people are like, I hope they don't.
Well, of course. Yes.
So there's some tension there.
Yeah, but I don't know how Russia's losing. Maybe it's too much.
Well,
I don't know anything about this.
I think there'd be like a lot of sanctions by the
I think
EU.
there'd be other countries coming in. That's probably why
Like,
a lot of
hey,
people.
Ukraine.
Hey,
like,
guys.
Or not, yeah, you know.
Hey, Russia. Hey, Ukraine. Just fucking take it. All right? Just be Russia. We're tired.
Just take it, baby.
Take it, baby. Come on. It's nice to be Russia. Okay, so you're in the office. You're
What do you
hanging
want
out.
to talk about? So I've been commuting. I've been in the office
Yeah.
3 days a week, working from home. 2
You're
days
biking?
a week, which has been nice. I usually bike to the tube and then take the tube to the office.
Okay.
2 of the days a week, I'm working from home, which is on the boat. So
Boat home.
we're back. Yeah. I got this boat in October of this year, and it's what I wrote my dissertation on from the urban planning thing, which was basically there were these boats. I didn't know they were there when I got to London, so it took me like 3 months to even figure out what these things existed.
Mm-hmm.
So in London, there's these canals, and then there's the River Thames, and the canals all have these skinny, long, 50-foot boats on them. That are called narrowboats, and
They're like gondola RVs.
yeah, it's about the size of a small RV, but they're a boat.
How big's yours?
My boat is. I bought a boat after writing the dissertation because I was like, well, this will be fun.
Couldn't believe it. You
This
were
will be-
not sold on the idea.
It was Plan B. I tried to get a room in various
Yeah.
parts of London.
I always forget this.
And I don't know if it was American or if I'm just fucking weird and I don't know it, but no one was wanting to sign up to have me as a roommate. And I was like, I was gonna pay like a decent amount of money for this. I guess I was also picky. Like I was trying to find good people and that also had a nice.
Oh,
room.
for the roommate finding service, you were paying money?
No, I paid like $20 to post an ad.
What are you paying money for?
No, I was going to pay rent, like a decent amount of
yeah,
rent,
yeah.
which I'm glad. I think I would have been like in debt if I did that. Now that I've checked
maybe.
my credit card bill.
Well, I read your bio, and it was fun and quirky, and you
It
met
was
them in
very
person,
honest.
right? It was very honest.
Too honest.
Maybe too honest. Maybe they're like, a guy who would be this honest probably doesn't make good decisions because this was a bad one.
I got like 1 or 2 interviews.
You got a few bites.
And then it just
They all
didn't work
lost.
out, and I needed a fucking place to live. And meanwhile,
Your story of London has been you not getting what you asked for and then having to figure something else out, a.k.a. tobacco, a.k.a. a houseboat, which I think both of which you're reasonably happy about.
yeah, I mean,
Houseboat, pretty happy. Tobacco, fine.
the job's a job.
Job,
Well, yeah,
J
it's
is J.
whatever. The houseboat's been good. It's been, so it's 56 feet long, 7 feet wide. I tell people it's 7 feet wide. It's really like 6.5 feet wide.
Oh, wow.
It's called
Breaking news.
It's called Rufio.
Really?
Yeah.
Not a great name to get a lady
People
over there.
always think of it like roofies.
You're like, I'm Romeo, but I roofie people.
Well, what-
so
I didn't-
I'm Rufio.
I didn't name the boat, and it's kind of a bad luck thing to apparently rename the boat without doing a special process. Also, I just don't have like paint or like.
You have to legally rename your boat?
I think you have to re-register it or something. But you would have to like physically repaint the name on the boat,
Well,
which
sure.
I just haven't done
Yeah.
yet. But I found out why it's called Rufio. I don't think it's for date rape drugs.
You want to get a clean take of that?
I might have a Rufio. Date rape drugs.
There you go.
But it was built in 1991. Do you know what happened in 1991?
No.
It's the year Hook came out.
Okay.
And in Hook, there's a guy named Rufio who's like...
Not convinced this isn't about rupees still.
Dude, I think it's it.
Neverland. Sleeping
Who, like,
Kids.
what else? Do you know any... Have you heard of Rufio, the Hook character, before this?
No.
Okay. Well,
That's
Hook's
why
a
I'm
good movie.
suspicious.
It's
It's a movie. Is it with Robin Williams?
Yeah, it is Robin Williams.
Rufio. Oh.
And it kind of makes more sense. And
Dude.
I'm glad that's there because I can tell people, hey, it's not about,
Yeah.
rape. No rape on this boat.
Nope. Not since I've been captain. This ain't the Waystar Cruise Lines. Yeah, that's a Succession reference. Sorry, Corey. Sorry, I just want to get that on the record. I'm sorry.
But living on the boat is like as nice as you can possibly camp.
You're glamping.
I really like camping.
Okay.
So it's good. I like I'm literally getting home from the office and like I chop wood when I get home.
It's kind of a nice ritual.
But like I'm chopping the wood because the way you heat the boat is with a wood and coal stove.
Yeah.
And if you don't start a fire in the wood and coal stove, which I wasn't great at in the beginning, I'd be like, oh fuck, I really gotta start this fire. It is freezing right now.
Pulling up Bear Grylls YouTube, you're like, stop drinking piss. How do I make a fire?
Yeah.
And the colder your hands get, the harder it is to make a fire.
Well, I also have these hot water bottle things where it's like a fuzzy hot water bottle that I'll just stick either in my by my ass or like sometimes I'll put it in the front too and really treat myself.
So it's groinal. These are groinal water
Well,
bottles.
it's just hard to like walk. Well, I sleep with them. Not like
yeah.
I sleep with
Lonely
them.
night.
They're nice. It's cold, like you have an actual human there with you.
You're wearing a hot water diaper.
But where else are you gonna put them?
night.
I have to put them in like my waistband.
Sure, yeah.
Or else I gotta get like medical tape to.
I get it. Yeah, you got Iron Man.
So I'll usually stick it in the back. And it's nice. It's like a little heated seat everywhere you go.
That's kind of nice.
It is. But yeah, I am looking.
I crinkle up newspaper and shove them in my jacket. Good insulation. Yeah, but you don't have central heating. You don't have a heating system right now.
There's a diesel heater that has radiators that I just got fixed right before I left back to the U.S. to do holiday things with the family. But I think it's going to be too much. I think it's honestly going to be easier to not use the diesel heater with the radiators and just keep doing the wood stove.
Yeah, you're a woodman now.
Yeah.
You chop.
I buy the coal, but I feel un-American buying wood, so I try to just find the wood.
What? Where do you find it? Just logs? On the river?
Yeah.
On the channel?
Well, it's like the part of the reason I did the boat stuff is
Cory chops down the ugliest trees.
I've chopped branches off. They're dead.
Really?
I don't know if it's legal because
are they dead?
In England, yeah, this was a dead branch. Otherwise, you can't really burn it.
Dude, we did an episode on bagpipes where a guy got arrested for playing a bagpipe on the heath.
I'm pretty sure like the UK has sort of strict like do's and don'ts.
They have like Victorian bylaws that if you got ice cream in your back pocket, they can arrest you.
Yeah. So I don't know. So I try to be sneaky. I'll do it at night. I'll go and take some wood.
Under the cover of moonlight, I'll chop down dead branches. You're kind of manicuring people's lawns for them.
Well, no, I've been in like by the Watford area recently, which is it's like zone 6 on the tube, which is the furthest zone out.
Oh, nice.
It actually might be past zone 6.
The Badlands.
It's either on the border of it. But it's like the last stop on the tube, subway, whatever you want
What's
to call
it called?
Watford.
Watford.
And so it's not a river, it's a canal that gets you there.
Right.
And the whole, alongside these canals, it's basically either a park or it's mansions or really nice houses.
Yeah, I saw some pictures you sent me. I'll post them to the Patreon.
And I'm usually on the parkland, in the parkland areas. So the wood's plentiful wood.
I'm looking at a picture of Watson right now that looks...
Watford?
Watford, sorry.
Well, Watford's like a city. It's where they filmed or where they produced Harry Potter, I think.
Oh, really?
I've lived in all these funny British places. I first had a house in Shepherd's Bush. Then, which is, you take the Piccadilly on the way to Cockfosters. It's always funny from the airport.
Going to Cockfosters.
And then I've been to...
through Shepherd's Bush onto Cockfosters.
Kensiltown, Kensal Rise, Greenford, Uxbridge, Dartford. That's where I've been.
I kind of see where this is, not really though. But no, it looks very pretty. I mean, it looks like it looks kind of like a nice way to live. You get up, you're on the water.
The boat people are very funky people.
Sure.
Funny conversations.
Dream catchers. What are you talking about?
Usually just boats.
Okay, it's not that weird.
Yeah, sometimes a guy I talked to briefly.
Yep.
He had
Best friends.
I met his cats first. He had 2 black cats, adorable, and one of them like kind of jumped its way inside of my boat. So I was kind of like, oh my god.
Are you allowed to kill anything that
cat.
jumps onto your boat?
No.
Stand your ground?
No.
No?
No, there's none of that actually.
Okay.
I do sleep with a hatchet close to my bed, but I'm worried if I have someone over, like, should I introduce the hatchet?
Should I be like, hey, before you come
this
on the
is a hatchet,
Rufio,
but that's not for you.
Yeah. Welcome to my boat. This is an axe. Take this drink.
But it would be bad if they just found the hatchet.
It would be. How hidden is it?
It's
right
next
there.
to my bed.
Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Under the bed, do you have space for a hatchet?
Yeah, but then
Maybe if you know
there's an
someone's coming
intruder,
over.
hide the hatchet.
What if you need the hatchet to use on them?
These are the questions that run through my mind.
Yeah. These are the questions of a boatman.
Yeah. But this guy, so there was a cat in the boat. I shoot the cat out. It was a lovely cat. I kind of want to get a cat, but I don't know if I'm ready.
Just start
for that.
feeding strays, and then if one hangs around, it's low commitment. Have a casual cat
I think
relationship.
This is what happened.
You don't need to marry to a cat right now.
Like I moved like 4 miles away from this guy with the cats. I
Uh-huh.
talked to him briefly after I met the cat. I was like, "Hey, you have 2 nice cats.
Lovely cats.
Good luck with them. Bye." And then a week later, 5 miles down, this same guy comes up on a bike. He's like, "Hey, I lost my cat. Let me know if you've seen anything."
Wow.
But I bet this is the cat that winds up in other people's boats. So could have been a cat locked inside situation.
Maybe come on the boat, don't leave the boat.
Yeah.
Indoor cat now.
So
Yeah, that could be bad.
no, let's all hope he finds his cat.
Let's all send up our prayers for this cat. What's its name?
I didn't catch.
You didn't get the
names.
name.
2 black cats. No.
2 black cats. Let's send up a prayer for one of the black cats.
Yep.
We hope you're brought into the light. Life on the. Is it like a full-time job on the boat? You like it?
Yeah, it's good.
Seems nice.
I mean, I got into it too because it's saving me a ton of money. I
Yeah.
bought the boat outright, and I'm living.
How much was it?
It was 35,000 pounds,
Which is
50? Is 45 to $50,000, I think.
It's not that bad for a home.
Yeah.
And your only expense is really electricity, whatever wood and coal you need. And
The
normal house stuff.
electricity is coming from the solar panels or from a diesel engine.
Were the solar panels already there?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, that was crucial.
That's pretty sick.
But in the winter, I'm getting almost all the electricity from diesel, unless it's a sunny day. So I don't have a ton of electricity. Like, if I'm running a laptop, I almost have to run the diesel engine.
Really?
Yeah. Well, the batteries are also pretty shitty. I thought they were better than they were when I bought the boat. So I think I need to replace
I mean, I would say this is something that you have on me, definitely, is you're much handier than I am. You're more interested in
Yeah, I like this
fixing
stuff.
things, figuring things out, how they work. You're more mechanical. You're more engineering.
It's fun. I mean, I feel like I have a little project. I don't like being bored.
Right.
And I am never
Yeah.
bored when I do this.
That's good. All right, guys, is it recording? Yes. Guys, folks, that's going to do it for the first half of Cory's episode. The rest of the episode is available on Patreon. We do have a Patreon, Overshadowed Patreon. Google it. It will probably show up. We were going to make this a Patreon-only app, but I thought it was too fun and silly, and I spent too much work on it to not make it public and share the fuck out of it. So it is a fun app. You should check it out on Patreon for $2.50 a month, one time, and then you can cancel. But don't do that, because that would be, you really would get our hopes up, and me and Charles are like, oh my God, $50 a month. We're really going to do it. And then you guys all leave after you've heard the episode. That would be pretty demoralizing. So please don't do that. Either donate recurringly or don't do it at all. Or do a one-time $100. That would be fine. One-time hundo, would love to see that. I don't even know how to enable that. They actually emailed me. We're doing an unofficial prize drawing, a sort of contest, really a raffle, I guess it would be called. It's unofficial. We can't tell Patreon because they emailed me and said, you're not allowed to do this. But we are going to do it, so help me God. The first 10 people to subscribe to Patreon enter to win a 3D holographic Shrek desk lamp. It looks like lasers in a bank that has very high security, and it looks very cool, and it's about $18, and you could win it if you sign up for the Patreon right now at a low rate of $2.50 per month. For the price of a cup of coffee a day, you could feed 2 starving comedians. I ate a lot of beans, a lot of rice. Okay. So thank you guys for listening. It really is a fun episode. Cory and I go out in New York. I abandon him, and he has to survive the night. That's a pretty fun story. I almost pass out in a treehouse, and Cory shares the 3 keys to luxury. So you're not going to want to miss that. Cory's 3 keys to luxury. Looking forward to our next episode. Charles and I recorded 3 hours at the stand about Rosemary Kennedy. We're probably going to cut it down to about 20, 22 minutes, but it's going to be hot and it's going to be spicy. So we'll see you guys soon. We love you. Follow us, subscribe. All right, I'm going to eat my own ass now. Thank you.